Howdy, Beefalo here, and welcome. Alright, just squashing a few bugs here that came up. I do have a version of this already uploaded and in the BBG demos section of the Discord channel, my Discord channel. So if you want to check them out, or if you want to check this out, stop by there, and you can see what I'm working on project-wise right now. This one I'm going to keep developing on. You know, I've been working on other side projects here and there. This is what I'm going to work on every day. This is going to be my continual project with all kind of multiplayer. It is a multiplayer shooter game, and there's going to be zombies, there's going to be players, there's going to be all kind of stuff, and you know, there's going to be a lot going on besides just the shooting stuff. So I'm going to squash a few bugs, and then I'll probably make a few new features and stuff like that. Like the towers, instead of creating an actual ladder mechanism, which really is not that difficult, short term, I'm going to create a system to where whenever you walk over to the ladder, you can press E to enter the tower, and it'll teleport you to up here. So now you can be in the tower and you can shoot and do your thing, but you walk back over here to the edge, you press E, and it will teleport you back down to the ground so you can keep moving. It'll be a short-term situation for fixing the ability to use these towers. So what I'll do is once I create it, I'll delete all these towers from the map and I'll replace them with the new version in the blueprint. So just like the kill house area over here, the issue that I'm running into is my capsule collision. And let's actually just hit play. Let's go in here. The first bug that I squashed after doing some testing is the background sounds of gunfire and bombs and just the battle sounds. I forgot to set it up as a sound cue and to set it as looping, so it played for a few seconds till the end of the wave file and then just stopped. So I've got it set to loop now at a low volume level so that it'll continually play. So that was the first bug that I squashed. And if you get the current version that's in the BBG demo section right now, then you'll notice that issue once you start playing, and all of a sudden it goes away. But these doors, I've adjusted the capsule size, and you still can't get through the doors. It's just that the character is too wide for the doors. So what I'll do is I'll probably come back in here, and short term I might rearrange some of these things to where this actually I haven't done it yet, but I still need to add impulse to the gunfire. Another issue is whenever you shoot, the emitters, like the spark emitter right there, was not hitting in the correct location, and it's only partially fixed. What I did was I set it up to where it gets the rotation of where you're firing. Now it actually is hitting the target in the correct rotation, well, in a rotation, but it's backwards, so it's actually firing off the emitters. Like if I come over here and I shoot this is actually a character, so if I shoot the character, you can see some blood, but it's actually reversed. The emitter is actually backwards. So what I'm going to have to do is figure out a way of reversing whenever it hits. I can reverse the actual emitter itself. It's still visible, you still see blood, you still see the smoke and the impact. It's good enough for now, but I'll have to fix that. You can see whenever I shoot, you're still getting sparks emitting, and it's still good enough for now, and it's just going to take a little bit more work to actually get it just right. Another thing that was happening was when you were in scope mode, and that, or you were in binocular mode, if you were to die while in this mode, then what would happen is, let's see if I can recreate it here. Now, this should be fixed. Whenever you die while you're in this mode, it should now take away your binoculars or scope. If you're in those modes, they should go away at that point, and now you should be able to, and see, that's a problem, is the first time I clicked on it, it's a minor issue, but the first time I clicked on my scope to go into it, let's go into scope mode here and let's get up close. Okay, I died and I was in scope mode. Now if I go back to scope mode by right clicking, you can see that the bug is now it just went into the first person mode and didn't actually give me my scope reticle. So if I right click again, it then works correct. So it's a minor bug, but I will eventually squash that one as well. I would imagine it would do the same thing for the binoculars, because you can't shoot while you're in binocular mode, but you can while you're in scope mode. So that bug's close to being fixed 100%. It's close enough right now. Still, I'm going to come back later and I'm going to do the binocular zoom and the scope zoom, where you can use your mouse wheel to zoom in or zoom out. Let's see, what else have I already taken a look at? I'm going to have to fix sounds. The sounds work good. Let's blow up the car. I blew that up and with the barrel. But another thing that's happening is, now that's already done, I shoot it again and it instantly blows back up again, because I've got a little small issue with it. So if I take a look at the car now and see if I can fix that issue, at least that part of the issue. Another issue that I'm running into is whenever I shoot something and I hear the sound, it's no problem. Or if I'm shooting my weapon, no problem, I can hear the sound. But even with the sound attenuation set to not travel across the entire map, you still want your gunshot sounds to radiate a little bit farther out. And even if I'm standing close to somebody and they shoot, I can't hear their gunshot, and if I shoot, they can't hear my gunshot. So the server and the client are both not working correctly on the sound for the weapon. So that's going to be a replication issue that I'm going to have to fix. Spawns, I kept the current system. I'll work on another system for spawning later. Let's look at the LADA. Currently, a lot needs to be fixed in here. I have removed the event tick from there. So no longer do I have an event tick. That should clear up some of the, bugginess that might occur if you're running too many event ticks. I'm trying to squash as many event ticks as possible. But I have a custom event here for the damaged state. I have a custom event for the destroyed state. And I'll share the rest of them here. Just trying to neaten them up a little bit. So here's our damaged, here's our destroyed, and then we have the marker lights. So whenever you want to, you can actually do modifications to this. And essentially what I'm using it for right now is, if you are using the lights in the on position, they automatically go off whenever the vehicle goes from the normal state to the damaged state. So this is the radial damage. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to look over the system and just kind of squash this bug while I'm streaming, so you can see how I'm able to go about doing this and squash some of these bugs. Health is replicated, that's good. Damaged effect is not, doesn't really matter. Damaged, that should, I'm pretty sure that should need to be replicated. Although I really haven't looked to see how well that was or was not working. On the destroyed, we've got to set a do once setup inside here, but let's actually go in here and add another variable, and has been destroyed. So we have actually a variable now that we can assign, and we want to probably inject that into here so that we can actually run a branch node and find out because if we've already been destroyed, we don't want to be able to keep doing damage. And this is applying radial damage, which means this is what happens when you shoot it and its health is already at 0. It's in its destroyed state now and has been destroyed. Let's break that line. False. Then you can apply damage. So that's that. And now we need to find the damaged whenever we do this, we're setting this into that mode. Then we get to destroyed. At the end of destroyed, we need to go ahead and set has been destroyed to true, and that should prevent it from doing any more damage to the player. Whenever we walk over and shoot an already blown up car, it should not, now at this point, continue to blow us the hell up. That could potentially be a problem. So I've also addressed one other issue, was if you're up here camping on top of this building and you're shooting, you can shoot this guy, but this clown was out of range. So what I've done is, for right now, I've just doubled the range of what we had. So I'll demonstrate that whenever I come in here. You notice that guy seems to be walking now, but these guys are standing still. For some reason, the overall frickin'... Alright, it is destroyed. The overall frickin' nav mesh balance is not working correctly. So why the hell is he working and the rest of them not? So let's go over here, go into this mode. Alright, so that appears to be fixed. Another issue that was happening was, okay, I'm running around, I'm throwing my grenades, now I have 0 grenades left. So, oh no, I'm out of grenades. Boom, 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 everything's good. Alright, yeah. Shit, I'm out of grenades. What am I going to do now? Whenever I respawn, I'm not going to have any grenades anymore. So I didn't get any damage from the explosion of that car. So let's go over here. I got one more of those cars in the map. So let's test that out. I shoot it. And the lights went out. It went to damaged state. And it blows up. It should have killed me. So since that didn't happen, we're going to have to look back at that again. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to... Boom. We have no mines, no grenades, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner. We respawn, and now we respawn, we're carrying 3 hand grenades again. So that works. The car is going to be the bane of my existence. So when we set destroyed state here, we're damaged at this point. We're getting event any damage. It is getting the current health state, and it's setting the health based on the amount of damage taken away from your current health. Now, whenever your vehicle health gets down to less than 50 health, then it goes into the damage state. That's that. And then if it gets down below 0, it's going to go into destroyed state. But I still have damage there. Why do I have that there at the end of, if it's equal to or less than 0, it should automatically go to the destroyed state, which then runs this custom event right here, which is run on server. It should then ask has been destroyed at that point. So I'm going to break that because I don't think that needs to be there. After it's destroyed, we run that destroyed script. We shouldn't need to be able to run damage again, because there, damage like that's going to apply the radial damage. No, we need that. So that does need to apply damage, but let's actually take this and put it at the end. So let's run the damage item. So if it is less than or equal to 0, then from true, we want to run this and then run this. It should run the damage script and then run destroyed. Because at the end of destroyed is where we are actually telling it to now set that variable to has been destroyed. So this is the fun of going back through and tracking down bugs, of trying to figure out what you did wrong. I'm still probably going to have to come back in here and figure out what I did on this. that's actually replicated, but it's not replicating the sound for some reason. I need to look at that later. I'll worry about sounds after I get this portion of the car working correctly. So, let's come over here and let's blow up the car. Now we're in our damage state. Now we're dead, and we'll respawn. Thankfully, the respawn for this is right there. So now if we come back over here again and go into our mode, we can shoot this bastard all day long and not take any damage from it. So that's good. I'll need to check the replication on that. But again, come over here. Boom. He just got his ass tore up because the car exploded. Killed him and blew up the barrel that was in front of it. So that's good. So now the car is fixed other than the frickin' sounds. Alright, so crapola. The grenades are fixed. The reticles are fixed with minor inconvenience. So again, if I come over here and I am in scope mode, and it's so hard to see when I'm this close. I die while I'm in scope mode. When I respawn, I'm back in my normal mode, but if I hit right click to go into scope mode, it did not work until I hit it a second time. So yeah, I missed with a damn scope. So I guess we need to go ahead and address the nav mesh bounds of why these guys are not frickin' walking like they're supposed to. And I still have not come through here and clean up all the other shit. So create a folder, EXPs, so all the exploding barrels and stuff like that, they can go in there. Exploding cars, tanks, whatever. So let's put those in there. Start cleaning up this map a little bit. Love Cindy Studios maps, but yeah, they don't do the one thing that bugs me is they don't put the map stuff organized in folders. Spawns. We need map Shitola. So like fog, light source. Here's our nav mesh bounds. Raycast nav mesh default. Skysphere, skylight. Those are kind of things that actually need to go into the map shit folder. And we'll do another one for NPC. The main reason why I like having this is the fact that I can throw my NPCs into a folder. So now if I want to ever come back, I'm like, well, what did I do with those NPCs? Oh, they're all in here. So if I want to find one, it's easier to do that. So I got 5 player starts. I put that in there. No, I'm not going to make you guys sit here and go through all this stuff, but that's why I was having a hard time actually finding my nav mesh bounds without having to scroll through everything. If it's organized in folders, you can always go back to it. So here's my nav mesh bounds, and let's hit P. And look, why the hell is it like that? Seriously. I had this set up and configured. Everything was good to go. You see, it's all the way up there on that rooftop and laying right there. And why? I just drag it up just a hair, and suddenly, look, it's all freaking fixed. It was, if I lower it back down, it'll go back to the location I was before. It'll be fixed again. So now if we hit play, all the NPCs should be walking around instead of standing in one place, except for one guy. So they're random walking navigation thing. There's no real navigation. They're just picking an empty spot and they're going there. And by setting up the way that I've got it, it'll actually allow them to go into the buildings, go upstairs if they need to. but now they're going to wander around. So you actually have something, when you're playing with yourself, I mean playing by yourself, you can actually come through here and have moving targets to aim at. They will stop for between 2 and 5 seconds, and then they're off walking again. It's a random timer between 2 and 5 seconds. So it gives you time if you're trying to scope in on one of them. Yeah, I'm going to get that scope kill. If they get stuck in a location, they will at some point automatically just say, screw it, okay. They'll reach the failure point and they'll just reobtain. They'll try to get another location to go to. So if I keep this going and actually go somewhere else and check stuff out and come back, if those two guys are still there, then okay. But if they should resolve their issue and go about their merry way. So with the shooting range, I am going to go ahead and set up a impulse so that you can actually use your weapon. You can shoot something and it'll actually hit something and it'll actually apply a little bit of force to it. So like shooting these targets, they're not movable. I do have one that's set up in a blueprint that actually has the proper collisions, and what I'll probably do is I'll create the same system I did in the FPS template, or the FPS shooter that I was doing, is I'll set them up on a spring base so that whenever I shoot them, they will fall back a little bit and then rebound. So you can actually see them move a little bit when you actually hit them, but they don't fall all the way over. But then also have some that do fall all the way over, because you might want to just knock them over. So have both ways. Eventually, like this is a table here, I can put weapons or a gun on there. You can walk over, hit E, and pick up the weapon, and it'll give you that weapon. But at this point, I'm really not worried about setting up the animations for holding a weapon, drawing a weapon, and shooting and all that stuff. I'm just not worried about that. There's enough features that I need to be focused on that take precedence over that. Like the grenades, I gotta tweak the grenades a little bit. See, I'm looking over this way and it's not throwing exactly where I want it to go, but if I go into first person view, wherever I'm aiming now, it will give me some more precision on the grenades. They're still not 100%, but they're closer. So I'll run over here and get blown up by all this stuff. See, my grenade count went to 0, and now when I respawn it goes back to 3 again. So you have the minimum number of grenades, and I actually have a grenade pickup. So if I come in here and drop that into the map, I will actually have a place I can go to replenish my hand grenades. I'll know that, okay, if I want grenades, I got to come over here, and they're next to this, right here, we'll say. And it's set up to where whenever you go and retrieve the grenades, it will actually, they will come back, they will respawn. Don't know why, but I replicated that too. So picked it up, it disappeared off the map, it added to my count. I now have 4. Now it respawned. I can grab another one, but my max is going to be 5 grenades. So when it respawns again, I can't come over here and just keep grabbing grenades. I cannot carry any more than 5. Same thing with mines. Right now mines are disabled because I need to do some more tweaks on them, because you know they're just, I haven't finished doing the replication on them yet. So with that, you want them to be visible. So if I come over here and I press the number 1 key, it's going to deploy a mine directly in front of me on the ground, and then I can run away. And currently the mine that I've got set up to deploy on that is a timed, like a time bomb. What are you doing, bro? You should. Here, let me get your attention. Oh, you're just going to hang out over here by the car? I got something for you too. Oh, punk. It's going to blow up the car next to you. But at least now you got some shootable targets to work with while you're testing things out. And these aren't the final zombies. He's not a zombie at all. Reason why I wanted to have some players, you got civilians, and you've got zombies or bad guys, known bad guys. So what I'm going to do at some point, keep working on the damage system to where this is a zombie. Whenever I see him, then I'm free reign. I can shoot the crap out of them, kill them all day long, and at some point I'll probably create a longer respawn rate. But no problem. I do full damage. I mean, everything is great. But if I come over and I find a civilian running around, and use the example of this guy right here, because it's just a target, but if I shoot a civilian, there's a couple options that I'm thinking about doing for that. Just let it, okay, right now, if I shoot a civilian versus an enemy soldier or a zombie, we'll say, shooting a zombie, no big deal. You guys are just hanging up, you're getting stuck by this damn thing here, and everybody's lined up together. So I'll have to come up with a better respawn system for these guys. They keep getting stuck with the navigation between these tanks, but I can just actually go in here and solve that problem and move the tanks. Grab this guy and just do this. Give them more room to get through. Yeah, if you actually come over here and you're shooting and you see a civilian like this guy in a jumpsuit, if you shoot this guy, there's two options that I'm considering. One is, like, if this was a player on your own team or a civilian, if you shoot somebody on your own team or a civilian, the damage of the weapon that you're applying, or the damage you're trying to apply to that character, would then be reversed, and you take that damage instead of the friendly target you're trying to kill. Kind of an anti-douchebag system, to where I'm going to kill all the civilians because I'm a douche knuckle. Yeah, well, if you shoot that damn civilian, he's not going to take any damage. You are. If you shoot a teammate, I'm going to team kill. I'm going to douche knuckle. Yeah, go ahead and shoot your own teammates all you want to. You're the one that's going to die from it. The other option is just say, okay, this is a civilian. Damage equals, you just can't do damage to them at all. And the same thing with team members. You just can't damage them because they're on the same team. So that's the three options that I'm considering. I don't know which way I'm going to go just yet. So whenever I pick which way I'll go, I'll build a full system around it. So it appears this guy is all working correctly. The emitter is the only thing that, the sound is the only thing that I'm actually having issue with, of not being able to, as the client, being able to hear it. And unfortunately, there's no way of testing that, even if I went over here to play and I changed this to 2 and do a new pie, and I play an editor window. You can't do that. I need somebody else playing with me on this map instead of me playing with myself, by myself. So if I'm this guy and this guy over here shoots at me, I can hear his gunshots as long as they're within earshot. You don't want somebody over there sniping from that mountaintop there to be able to shoot at somebody on this hill right over here, and you hear the gunshot like it's right next to you. It's just no bueno. I was messing around with an asset pack a while back, and somebody could be a mile away, and as soon as they pull out an apple to try to eat an apple, it sounded like they were right there inside your head eating the apple. And they had no sound attenuation. They had no... Yeah. And it's just very distracting, and it ruined a lot of the gameplay factor of that. So what's next on the agenda to actually fix here? I could address the mines. I do need to address the sound situation. I've got attenuation set up in here, gunshots. You can only hear it up to 5,000 away with a 1,000 inner radius. Probably just for now, just make this a lot larger. So whenever you hear a gunshot, and right now the only sound that's being used is for the rifle when you fire it is that, just a rifle cue. And then whenever there's an explosion, until I get more explosion sounds, it's that. So set up attenuations. Okay, like explosions, probably want to do about the same thing. You want to set it up for like 1,000, and then the fall off distance, just put it around 6,000. Not 60,000, but 6,000. so that you can actually have some attenuation. But if somebody is super far away, they're just not going to hear the gunshot, or they're not going to hear the explosion. So that's that. But I'm going to have to go in and fiddle with replication and set up custom events and so forth. So like in the gadgets, exploding barrel, everything was good with that. I think there was still a problem with one of the other ones, but with the exploding barrel, said this one's still using the event tick, so I need to actually fix that one. But what I've done so far, like in the exploding tank here, there is no, scroll all the way out, scroll all the way in, there's no event ticks. Just off the event, any damage, it's applying the damage and setting your health to there. It's broken there. Shit. No, that's fine. It's just checking your health to see if it's at or below 0. If true, it sets your health to 0 and does the explode. And the explode should be multicast. Yep. And the emitter is working correctly with replication, but I don't know if it was just I had the sound attenuation too small or what, but I'm just going to have to let it ride with that. Unless I'm just going to have to create a custom event and servers, set up a server system like client is telling the server to whatever to make sure that actually replicates. So, I mean, I've got everything set up. The replication and everything else is working correctly on it. It's just that the sound, I don't know. I'll have to test that again with another player. The grenade itself, I think the server can throw the grenades and the client can see the server's grenade, but let's actually save this. I'll work on that later. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I'm not going to get into anything too complicated. I'm going to go ahead and do the tower. I know Skippy was going to do the tower, but with some things, I can honestly do it faster than I can explain. So I'm just going to create a new blueprint, actor, tower. Yeah, that'll just have to do for now. Name-wise, I can always change the name later. Open it up and go into Battleground Royale meshes. Is it in buildings or is it in props or environments or let's try props. Right there, guard tower, and let's go ahead and add a component. Static mesh. I'm just going to call this tower. So there we got the tower. And I need box collision. Call this entry box. So I want that to be right there, at least the same width of the stairs. And let's bring it up a little bit because for some reason I always want to extend into the ground, and you know what? I don't want it in the ground. I want it right there. Alright, so that's good on the stairs, and it's good enough for you to actually walk into and say, okay, I am in there now. And I want another box collision so that when you're up in the tower, you can walk over to here and be able to come back out. So let's go ahead, and I don't want you attached to the tower. I want you by yourself. It doesn't need to be attached to the tower. So I'm going to click right here, add another component of another box collision, and it's going to be exit box. And just go ahead and drop it up here. And it just needs to be right there about where the exit of the tower would be. So you want to get right here, get back in the ladder. And yeah, I could sit here and do this and actually make a ladder climbing mechanism in and out. And I haven't found a ladder system that I actually like. So those are there, and I'm going to go ahead and compost and save, and I'm going to go ahead and say screw it. I'm going to grab me an arrow, and I'm going to call this my exit locator. And I want to do another one, which is a arrow as well. Entry locator. Locator. English tonight. So with the exit locator, this needs to be where I'm going to go whenever I exit the actual tower. I wanted to put me about right here. And let's rotate it around 180. And I want to set the Z to at least 110. So that whenever I get out, there's no chance that I'm going to appear under the ground. And then whenever I get into it, the entry locator, grab it and raise it up. What I want to do is get it to just put it right there on going inside. So I want it to be on level with going in. And 410. Let's break our snapping and let's see where it actually penetrates in. Roughly about 405. So let's turn snapping back on. Let's put it at 510. And facing that direction. So now whenever I spawn or I teleport myself to here, I'm going to go to that location. So I just have to remember that whenever I'm at the entry point here, I want to go into my player character and add in a variable. And the variable is just going to be the first one, can enter. Then I want to add another variable in here that's going to be entry location, which needs to be a transform, and exit location. That's already a transform. So cool. Now I can go back into the tower and start doing the stuff that I need to do with it. So whenever I'm at this entry box, I want to go into my entry locator. So I'm going to go from right here and go to the event graph, delete everything in there. I'm going to go to the entry box, event on component begin overlap, and end overlap. I want both of them. I want only the player to do this, so cast to player underscore base. I don't want bots being able to climb ladders. I will, yeah, I'm not going to even get into doing AI behaviors and scripting and going into buildings and stuff like that. So, okay, when we end overlap, we want to set can enter to false. We don't want to be able to go into it. We don't want to do anything. So let's Control C and Control V, paste that puppy up here, connect that to there, and set it true. So now we can enter while we're overlapping this box. So probably ought to go back in here and add in another variable of can exit. Make that a boolean cube. Alrighty then. So we'll come back to that part in just a minute here. We want to get a reference to our entry locator. We want to get world transform. So we now have that to deal with. So we'll just drag that over here, drag this over here, and we want to do as player base. And what do we call these? We call this the entry locator or location. So we want to do that. We want to set entry location, and seeing as it's a transform and that's a transform, there we go. That's our X, Y, Z, and rotation all into that. So as soon as we overlap into this box, it sets our entry location. So now that if we can still enter, we can hit E and then teleport to that location. So now we can do the same thing here for exit box. And I'm going to go back to doing a on begin overlap and on end overlap. So I'm going to grab that, do the same thing. I'm going to cast to my player base and link from my other actor to the object. Same thing. And from here, can exit. So we set can exit to false because we're not in that box. We can't exit right now because we're not there. Control C, Control V, and we're going to set it to true here. And let's go ahead and, like we did here, we're going to get our exit locator, drop it in, get world transform, and we want to get our, or set our exit location. So we have two transforms that we can work with here. So one to get in, one to get out. Probably could have done it with one, but you know what? This will work too. So at this point, we are now going to set our world or set our actor location. So let's drag from as player base, set actor location and rotation. So since we're at this point, now we can go ahead and use that transform location. Probably now let's not do that. We've got it set here. We're setting variables, and that's what we need to do. So if we go into our player, and find me an empty spot to work with. Start with keyboard E, and I'm going to split this. We're going to do two of them. And again, probably could have done this with one, but I'm going to split it up so I know it's defined correctly. And yeah. So first thing we're going to do is get a branch, get can enter. So it's going to set that variable from the actual tower. So can we enter? Yes, we can enter. So then we want to set actor location and rotation at that point. And what we want is the entry location. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to break transform so that I can get my location and rotation from here to here to here, and let's see if we can get, even though it says self there, let's go ahead and get a reference to self. And I'm just going to try to make this as plain and neat and clean and whatever. So that's what we're doing, is we are, when we press E, we check, can we enter? If yes, then set actor location and rotation to the entry location. We're not going to do sweep or teleport. Okay, so let's compile and save on that, and let's do the same thing here. Keyboard E, and we're going to essentially do the same junk all right here. I actually grab that, Control C, Control V, and put these in there. Connect the branch so I can go ahead and get everything lined up. Connect the branch. Yeah, if I can actually do it. And what we're going to do is get can exit. Put it nice and lovely right there. And exit locator, we're going to drop it right there and use that transform, and boom, there we go. In theory, that should work. So let's, instead of working on this main map, let's actually go into our test map. Should we save all? And it should not matter where you place this tower. It should always work no matter where you put the tower. Gadgets, tower blueprint. So if I put it right here, it should in theory work if I did it correctly. Go right here, hit E, and we just fell through this son of a bitch. Why did I fall through? I have to adjust the height a little bit. You asshole! Seriously, you don't see a motherfucker trying to do shit here? And you gonna step on landmines and stuff? So probably need to raise that a little bit more. Let's go on the tower blueprint and go to our viewport. And our entry locator is this arrow. And let's raise it up just a hair more. We're at 510. Let's try it at 520, because we don't want to get too high, then our head's hitting the damn ceiling, or that could be what's happening to begin with. Or we have a collision issue. So let's test the collision issue, and right click, and yeah, we're falling through. So I hate to freaking do this shit because the collision's not there, and I don't want to have to bind manually for every single solitary tower, because unless I'm mistaken, you can't actually add in a blocking volume. No. Or, well, I guess you could do a plane, because if we do this, the plane itself should have collision, and if we do collision, block all, just do block all, and raise it up, it should, as long as they keep it just a hair below the level, we won't, actually it doesn't really matter all that much, because I can select hidden in game and it'll be vanished. So just scale it up. It's good enough. We're not going to step on that part of it anyway. So if I do that and make sure that it's low enough to where it's not going to be an issue, and hidden in game, compost and save, maybe that shit'll fix it. So now what happens if we come over here and teleport in? Why am I falling through? Why? Okay, that was the pizza blowing up, and that was somebody stepping on a freaking landmine. So it's not getting us to the location. It's falling through the world. That should be high enough. Our entry locator, I mean, it is possible that yeah, well, the character's too tall and they're hitting their head. So I'm just going to raise it up a little bit more, and if it's still a problem, then I'll cross that whenever I get to it. But it was all part of bug squashing. You suck. Alright, so again, I'm going to try to play from here. Why am I still falling through, though? The plane itself, block all. It has collision. Character can step on it. It is, you know, it is a thing. And this should have, let's just change that to block all. See what happens instead of what it was. Oh, that's amazing. I love it. Alright, so let's try temporarily the one thing that I didn't want to do. Props and tower. What I was trying to avoid doing is this. Not that it's going to be that huge of a frickin' deal, but that's all it took, is setting the collisions. I guess they didn't like my plane, it didn't like anything else in there, so I'm now in the tower. Alright, so let's test it in here. Come over here, hit E. It's not setting my transform. Oh, let's get rid of the plane. It didn't work. We overlap the box. We were setting can exit to true and setting our exit locator. And when we press E when we're here, exit locator is the location we're setting to teleport from. Why the hell are you not working correctly now? Teleport in, come over here, and it's teleporting me right back to there. Why? Why? This and this is two different freaking transforms. Two totally different freaking locations. This is exit box, that is entry box. It's a totally separate collision. When we leave this one right here, we're setting can enter to no. But it's actually using that same frickin' entry and exit location. That's all correct. Everything is pointed to the right damn way. So there's no reason why this isn't working correctly. Because that works. Boom, I'm right there. I'm in there. That's good. Awesome. And now whenever it comes, stand right here and hit E, it's not supposed to give me this. It's setting my location back to, I mean, seriously. Set extra location and rotation to exit locator. It's getting this variable right here. Because whenever I go into, you know what? Shits and grins. I'm going to put both of them in here. So let's actually do that. Shit. What the hell can happen? It's already broke. So let's drag you down. You're dragging me down, bruh. So shit. Do that. And I'm going to set the exit locator from you. I'm going to drop that over here. Drop you over here. So whenever I set the entry box, okay, that should then, it's now going to tell it to set the entry and the exit location. Bang. It's setting that I can enter. And now it's saying that I cannot enter because I left that overlap box. Then you got these two. It's, you know, I can take that out of here technically because, well, shit, it wasn't working to begin with. And now whenever I enter this one right here, it's getting all this data and shoving it into it right now and just getting it over with. So now if I come over here, enter, no problem. Everything's great. Come over here and exit. And you're absolutely just really. Why? Because Unreal Engine 4. Press E. Can you exit? Yes. Then set actor location to this location, the exit location. And the arrows are called locators, and this is entry box, exit box. When I step into the entry box, I'm setting both of those values in the player. Simple enough, right? And whenever I leave that box, I can enter no longer. So, okay. Whenever I enter, I set can enter to true. I don't need to set can enter to true. I do, but honestly, because whenever I'm standing in front of this box right here, and this, I love troubleshooting. This is what keeps me awake at night. When I press E on can enter in the player, okay, I'm asking can I enter? So that's setting it to yes. So I need it there. So I'm overlapping the entry box. It's saying can you enter? Yes, I can enter. And at the same time, since I can enter, let's set both of these to that. So now, whenever I actually teleport in here, I need to then say, I need to set can enter to, just my ass, if you actually use two hands to do this, can enter is going to be false. Yay. Because I've already entered. So now whenever I hit E, I can exit. Right? So can exit will be the false on this one, and can enter now will be false on that. Because now I teleport here, I can no longer enter. And now whenever I teleport out of it, I can no longer exit because I've already exited. Maybe that might have been the problem. You ass clown. Seriously, it was the clown. He's being an ass clown. Seriously. You know what? I'm trying to do shit. You die. There we go. We entered in. Let's come back over here. Let's hit it. And you suck donkey nuts. Seriously. In the tower. Set can enter. Seriously. Why are you locking up? I don't need you locking up. We overlap that box, we can exit. We leave that overlap, we can no longer exit. There shouldn't be anything in here. Everything here is set. Everything is setting all the variables. And then in the player, we ask, can we enter? If the answer is yes, then we set our location to the entry location. And that's that. Entry locator is the one that's inside on top. No problem. The exit locator is here. Exit locator. It's being set right there anyway. So it's setting that location when we first enter It's set in the right location. It's there. It are there. Hell, I can even go back over here and grab these again and break all this other shit going to it and move it back down where I got it from. Because when we overlap onto the box here is where we needed to go ahead and say, yes, now here is your location that you can use. Yes, yes, I'm getting there. Premature composting. Begin overlap and set the exit location to there. We press E. We've already set can enter to false, so we can't enter anymore. Entering allows us to go to this location. But since this now becomes the valid one, we're asking, can we exit? And we get that from here. Can, oh, wait. Because we're not actually standing in this box, it's never setting the can exit variable. So stopgap measure, let's put in here can exit to true, because we never stepped in the other collision box to actually set that variable and do anything else. So in the tower, these guys actually need to be back where I just had it. So grab my exit location and set you here, you here, you here, and you here. That should now be something. Alright, shut up. Connect. Because when we teleport to the top, we're not actually stepping in that collision box on the exit box. We're not actually stepping into that. So therefore we can never really set can exit correctly, but still once we step into it, it should then allow us. Hell, I don't know. So we need to set it in there, or do we need to set it in here? Because setting it there obviously didn't frickin' do it. I love squashing bugs. Cool, we're in the tower, and not cool. Look at that exit box. Got more than enough room for us to stand there to set that variable. So as soon as we collide with that one up top, we're not in it now, but now as soon as we turn around, we're standing right here. We are damn sure in that box. And then when we hit E, it should not teleport us to here. We stand here, it's supposed to teleport us to the exit location. The exit location is set in the tower. Exit locator. Get world transform, set exit location. Locator, location. Locator, location. That's entry, entry, exit, exit. overlapping into the box, we're setting the variable to yes, we can exit. We're asking here, can we exit? Yes. Then set my location to the exit location. And then set can exit to false. I mean, even if we take that back off of there, that shouldn't be a problem. And that's setting it to false. So that shouldn't still be saying, okay, we're already there, but can we still enter? No. Oh, fuck a doodle doo. Alright, well, I get to these problems where I'm using logic to actually solve a problem, and logic is no longer working. There's no reason why this is not actually working, because whenever I overlap into the exit box, I set can exit to true. Whenever I'm pressing the E key, and just for shits and grins here, I'm going to reroute everything so that when I press E, I'm asking can enter. I'm just going to delete all this shit right here, because apparently it's not damn working anyway. So if I press E and I can enter, I'm going to go to the entry location. However, if it is false, then we need to ask again, branch, at this point, can we exit? And if we can exit, then we want to go ahead and set actor location and rotation. And what location would that be? That would be the exit location. So we get the exit location and we break the transform so that we can actually get our location and our rotation. And we'll even scooch it down a little bit, and let's go from right here and get a reference to self just to make sure we're good to go. So can we enter? Yes. Then go to the entry location. Can we exit? So can we enter? No. Well, if we can't enter, can we exit? Yes. Then let's go. Let's move to that location. So there we go. Come back over here, and then it worked. God. All right. So here's our tower. We can get in. We can get out. Now it's working. Lovely. Skippy, I blame you. Absolutely do. 110%. So now we can come back over here. Skip this, close that, close that. It works. Go to our gadgets. Got our tower there. Let's go to our... No, go to our maps folder. Go to BR map, which is our actual map. Open our gadgets back up, and let's start finding towers. So now, technically speaking, if I delete this tower and I place this one in instead, that tower is going to work. But let's delete this tower and put one in here, and let's just do a double test. We just happen to get the farthest damn spawn from the damn towers. All the bots are still working. See, we have towers. That's lovely. Got damn my clown. And come over here, and we are in this tower. Lovely. That's awesome. Come over here, and I'm going to get out. I'm going to walk over here. See if I can get in this tower. I can manage to actually get to it. And there we go. We are in the correct tower. Awesome. So let's come over here and let's get out, and we got out the correct tower. So that works. So now I can just go around the map, and if I find a tower, I can say bye-bye, and I can drop a fresh one in here that actually will allow me to get in and out of. Go around the perimeter of the map, and let's rotate your ass so you're facing the way you were before. And delete you. Cool. And I'm sure there's more towers, so let's just kind of pan around, see if we can find some more. Yep, I see one over here. Right there. It is facing back that way. See, you've got uneven terrain there. That's why I kind of wanted to have everything set to where when you put it into the map, those boxes are a little bit above the ground, so you actually have the ability to still spawn in the correct locations and hopefully not fall through the damn world. Guys, still haven't finished fixing a good non-event chick version of fall through the world protection. Even though that's all of the ones that were already on the map, I'm gonna still go and put one in here. I guess, well, I can't put it there because the plane would have actually ripped that one out, so it went crashing in here. So technically we wouldn't be able to put a tower there because it would just not have good continuity with the map. But we can come over here and shove one somewhere in this corner. Right there looks like a good place for a tower. Alright, so let's take a look. Run around, there's towers all over the damn place now. Get in, be a dirty little bastard, and scope around and blow that up. I don't know what happened, so I'm going to jump out and haul ass. So that's that one. Let's sneak over here. Let's see if we can get into this tower, and it should be working. Shouldn't have any problems with this now. So I can come over here, be a dirty little bastard. You ran, so I'm gonna hide, jump out, and there you go. That is close enough for me, but I do need to test this one to make sure that it's not going to stick you through the world. And if it is, I'll just delete the damn thing. And God damn zombie ass hot dog scared the shit out of me. So there we go. We're in and we're out. I wasn't really expecting to see a zombie hot dog running across the hill from there, you know, because they're picking up random locations from all over the frickin' map. Okay, I think that's enough bugs. I need to... okay, that should be fixed. The explosions on the car should be fixed. If I come back over here and I'm standing next to it, shoot it all I want to, it's not going to blow up again once it's already blown up. I may have actually broken the damage on it, so let's actually... oh no, that damage works. Yeah, it just killed the crap out of me, which is what it should do. So now I can run around, I respawn, and I'm going to blow out my grenades. Here's 3 grenades launched. I have no grenades left. Oh crap, I just died. So when I respawn, hey, I got 3 hand grenades. I think the last thing I want to do is, I'm tired of looking at Mr. Bald Guy here. Not saying that bald ain't sexy. I'm just saying that he ain't doing it for me, bruh. So let's go ahead and give our guy some hair or hat or something. So what do we have available? We look in here and characters and attachments. We have beards of different type, backpacks, hair. We could give him some nice feminine hair with a pink stripe in it, or a nice on there. Got a mask, got an eye patch. So there are purple eyeglasses. Got a bandana. Got a Mexican hat. Got a football helmet. Knight's hat. A leprechaun hat. Baseball cap. That's what we need for running around. Okay. These hats are really cool, but you look like an ass when you're wearing them. And they're not really all that practical, but they're funny. You hold 4 beers on it, and you have a straw that connects to all of them. You can drink the beer. It's a beer hat. If you don't know what the frick a beer hat is, then kiss my ass. What if you want to be the king or the queen? You can wear the crown. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, because shit, that's a lot of damn gold. Have a cupcake on our head. Beanies. Fez. Flat top hat. Oh my god, there's so many hats. Could have a squid or a fish. A coonskin cap. You can wear a pot for a cap. A yellow military cap. Helmets of different types. Racing helmets, military helmets. A gigantic afro. Some regular hair. Especially the other ones, you usually have hair that's set to work with hats. I think since our guy is just this, cool mercenary dude here, we need to give him, I don't know, let's have a, I'm cool beard. No, we don't want a Clint Romachet beard. If you don't know who Clint Romachet is, you need to look it up. Awesome motherfucker. Awesome motherfucker. Let's actually go with Beard 5. So I'm going to go back into my character. I don't know why I got him closed, but player_base. And I'm going to look in the viewport, and this FPS camera bugs the crap out of me. It's visible, but, right now, let's go ahead and make it not visible. Auto activate's turned off. Oh, really? There's no visibility button. Whatever. So what I'm going to do is select my mesh, and I'm going to add a component of a static mesh is what all these are, right? Attachments. Yes, they're all static meshes. So I'm going to add a static mesh, but I'm going to blueprint it in instead of actually just saying, okay, this is what I'm going to wear. I'm going to add a component, static mesh. We're going to call this beard, and add a component. Nope. Sure, not selecting anything. Why the hell did you use pocket, you stupid thing? Click back on our mesh, add a component, and static mesh. Let's call this our hat. So what I want to do now is I'm going to grab the hat. I'm going to socket that. Since it's attached to the mesh, I'm going to socket it to my head. And I know, good and damn well, that it's rotated the wrong direction. So I'm going to rotate it back 90 degrees. Same thing with the beard. I'm going to socket that to the head. And again, I know it's going to be rotated wrong. So rotate it back 90 degrees. And for now, let's go ahead and caption that. Towers. And let's put this in controls. Okay, so for now, what I want to do is just, I'm going to go ahead and force. Let's, actually, no, let's go ahead and give him a beard and give him a hat. I'll worry about scripting it later. We could give him this hair, this blue, yeah, whatever hair. We're going to go with, No, I'm not even going to do any beard right now. I'm just going to stick with the hat. And for the hat, I'm going to go ahead and... I guess for now, the baseball cap. Something universal, something generic. So I'm going to select hat, click on viewport, click the arrow, and now he's got a ball cap on. Compile and save. And so now if we go in here and hit play, our character now has a hat on his head. It's a little bit better than nothing. And we could also create an eyeglasses and other socketed things like that in the blueprint so that we can actually do something. But, you know, not having any hair at all, it just kind of bugs me. So look to see if there was actually a hair set up for with hat. And that's in the Polygon Adventure. I know that those are in there in the Adventure Pack. So, crap. Download size currently was 124 megabytes, so it's not like it's freaking huge or anything. But you know what? Whatever, I can add it in there. Since it does bug me that much that I don't have freaking hair on the character, even with a hat. And it will bug me. It will absolutely bug me. Current version of the shooter demo is being deleted. Not from here, from the actual packaged version. As soon as I get this one uploaded, I will link it into Discord, and I will make a comment saying version 2, so that we'll know that whenever you go to BBG demos right now, the current version, BBG-demos in my Discord channel. Right now is the old version. That version is going to be changed within the next 30-40 minutes. And I will annotate that this will be version 2. So when you see version 2 posted up there, you'll know it's been changed. Polygon assets. Polygon add. Oh shit! I don't even have to do it that way. I can actually do it. Some of my assets I got from their store. Some I actually got from the marketplace. So just varies from where I actually got it from as to what I actually need to do to actually put it in the project. So this, you know, if you got it from the marketplace, then this is all you got to do is that. Bang, and add a project, and done. It's only 13 megabytes, so at worst case scenario, the only thing I'm adding in right now is the hair, so it's going to add like a couple kilobytes to the actual size of it. So now if I go into the Explorers, Meshes, Characters, Attachments, and got Male, Hair, Hat. So I can now go in here and I'm going to click back on the mesh, and I'm going to add a component, static mesh. I'm going to call this hair, and I'm going to go ahead and socket that to the head, socket to the head, and then I'm going to go ahead and rotate it back 90 degrees because I know it needs it. So that should give us a little bit of hair. Let's take a look at it. I can't tell because it's damn camera, but I think we have a slight angle issue we're going to have to address. Yeah, probably because it's not showing. Let's go ahead and change the hats out. Just because I'm going to go ahead and change it out to this hat. Go to here, go to hat, go to here, boom. Compile, play. Now we've got us a damn cowboy. Yeah. He's cool. He's awesome. You can't deny it. Cowboys are awesome. And if we did beard, we could actually do this one right here, since it should work. And I click on beard and that. And now I've got some facial hair. And if I want to keep on going here, I could actually put a holster on his hip and some other junk. The one thing I'm going to do on the next video that I'm doing is, since we have a grenade system. You carry grenades, you carry 3 of them. If you use them and you're out of grenades, then that's one thing. So what I could do is, with my character, go back into it, and I don't know if I'm going to worry about it right now, but what I can do is on viewport, I can actually add a grenade onto the passenger side, or his left hip. Passenger side, I'm thinking about my Jeep right now. And then I can come in here and get my grenade count, and if grenade count equals 0, then set visibility of the grenade on the hip to not visible, and it can actually turn off the visibility of it. So you can look at somebody, and if you see a grenade on their hip, they have grenades. But if you don't see that grenade, then they don't have any grenades. So that's something I'll do later on. But as it stands right now, as far as I can tell, this is going to work, except for the sound replication. And I'm not sure if that's taken care of or not. I'm going to have to test that with somebody. The navigation appears to be working. The bots are actually walking again because the frickin' UE4 didn't break the damn nav mesh bounds. Towers are in. You can now hop into towers, and then you come over to the edge and you can hop back out. The E key will enter or exit the towers. Bots, you can hit V as in Victor and go into a first-person mode and shoot. Occasionally get a little bit of a camera wobble, but when you shoot a character or another player, you get a puff of smoke and a blood splatter, a little bit of blood effect. But if you hit somebody that's not a player or not a character, you get a spark and puff of smoke. So it's a different effect than that. If you hit V again, you go back to your first person or third person mode. So V goes from third person to first person with a crosshair, and now you can shoot. And it doesn't matter now if you're in third person or in first person. You hit the right mouse button, you go into a scope mode, and you get a little bit of a zoom, and you can shoot cars, you can shoot people, you can shoot everything, and that works. Now if you hit B, nothing works. You hit V, nothing works. You hit the right mouse button again, you come out of scope mode. Now if you were already in first person mode and you're running around, you're shooting, you're doing your thing, but you just want to go ahead and scope in, bang, scope in with right click again, and then when you right click to come out of scope, you go back to your first person mode so you can keep shooting and you're not crippled down. You can hit V again, go back to that. Same thing with the binoculars. I can hit B for binoculars. I can get a zoom, I can look, I'm like, okay, there's a clown there, I want to shoot him, but I can't right click and get my scope. I can't left click and shoot. I can't hit V to change my view, but I can hit B to take my binoculars back off, grab my scope, and then, well, that wasn't close enough, and I can shoot him. So I'm going to confirm that everything else is going good right now. Everything is replicating the way that it should, except for I don't know about the sound just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and package this, upload this, and it'll be ready to play. So, good to go. And while I'm at it, screw it, I'm going to throw another clown in here, and another NPC base in here, and I don't care, I'm going to throw another hot dog in here. So we got some more, and I'm going to hit P. Now, I'm going to be checking what I'm doing. So, alright, it's there. It should be all working. So, I'm going to go ahead and package this up, and I'll have this uploaded. Hopefully everything will be done in about 20-25 minutes. It'll be ready to play. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.